The Awakening Protocol. Dr. Elena Santos stood at the observation window of the Olympus Mons research station, her dark eyes fixed on the excavation site below. The Martian dust storm that had delayed their work for 3 days had finally subsided, revealing what her team had uncovered: a perfectly spherical chamber of unknown origin, its obsidian surface unmarred by 50 million years of Martian weather. "Main chamber pressurization complete," announced the AI through her neural implant. Elena watched as her team of xenorchaeologists moved carefully through the airlock. This was humanity's first major discovery since establishing colonies across the solar system, and she couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Dr. Santos called Dr. James Chen over the comm. "You need to see this. The surface, it's responding to our presence." Elena hurried through the decontamination protocols and joined her team. The chamber's surface had indeed changed, now rippling like liquid metal wherever humans approach. More surprisingly, her neural implant was picking up data streams she'd never encountered before. "Everyone, check your implant readings," she ordered, noting how the strange signals seemed to intensify when she moved closer to the walls. "The structure appears to be attempting some form of neural handshake." Before anyone could respond, every human implant in the chamber synchronized simultaneously. Elena gasped as information flooded her consciousness. Not raw data, but memories, combat strategies, tactical analyses, weapons specifications for technology far beyond current human capabilities. "It's some kind of activation protocol," whispered Dr. Chen, his eyes wide with wonder. "But activating what?" The answer came sooner than any of them expected. Within hours, reports started flooding in from Earth, Luna, and every human settlement in the system. People were changing. Children were solving quantum equations in their sleep. Construction workers were unconsciously implementing advanced engineering principles. And everyone was dreaming of war. Elena's team worked tirelessly to understand what they'd awakened. The chamber, they discovered, was just one node in a vast network spanning the solar system. Each node contained tactical data, combat protocols, and transformation sequences, all designed to trigger changes in human physiology and consciousness. "This isn't first contact," Elena realized as she studied the ancient data streams. "This is activation. We're not just finding alien technology, we're the alien technology." The truth was both fascinating and terrifying. Humanity had been engineered, their potential hidden behind layers of genetic locks and neural barriers. The Mars chamber was just one of many keys, waiting for humans to reach a sufficient level of technological advancement before beginning the awakening process. As Elena processed this revelation, her own transformation accelerated. Her neural implant merged seamlessly with her evolved nervous system, allowing her to process information at impossible speeds. Her muscles and bones restructured themselves at the molecular level, becoming stronger yet more flexible than any natural human tissue. But the physical changes paled in comparison to the psychological ones. Every human affected by the activation was experiencing the same thing: an awakening of abilities and knowledge they'd possessed all along, but never knew how to access. "We need to contain this," insisted UN Secretary Chen during an emergency broadcast. "We don't know what we're dealing with." Elena disagreed. Through her enhanced consciousness, she could sense the purpose behind their engineering. Humanity hadn't been designed as simple weapons. They were meant to be guardians, protectors of something far more precious than mere territory. The final piece clicked into place when her team decoded the chamber's central message. It wasn't written in any alien language, but rather encoded directly into the structure's quantum signature. "To our children, when you find this, you will begin to remember who you are. You were created to defend not just worlds, but realities. The enemy we designed you to fight exists beyond conventional space-time. Your bodies are weapons, your minds are fortresses, and your dreams have been training you since birth. Now, you must choose. Will you accept the purpose for which you were created, or forge your own destiny?" As the message echoed through humanity's collective consciousness, Elena made her decision. They would neither blindly accept their programming nor reject their potential. Instead, they would use their awakened abilities to protect life in all its forms, becoming not the weapons their creators intended, but the guardians humanity chose to be. The awakening protocol was complete. Humanity's true history had been revealed, and in the depths of space, ancient entities stirred, sensing that their long-dormant creations had finally begun to rise. Neural Storm. Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Fleet had never seen anything quite like the vessel approaching Jupiter's orbit. Its hull seemed to bend light itself, a characteristic that would have made it nearly invisible if not for humanity's newly awakened sensory abilities. Multiple quantum signatures detected, reported her tactical officer, Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez, his transformed eyes streaming data directly into the ship's neural network. They're using some kind of dimensional phasing technology. Sarah nodded, feeling the collective consciousness of her crew humming through the ship's systems. In the 3 months since the awakening protocol had been triggered on Mars, humanity had adapted to their enhanced abilities with surprising speed. Every human vessel now functioned as both a spacecraft and a neural amplifier, allowing crews to operate as single unified entities. The alien ship suddenly dropped its stealth field, revealing a biomechanical design that seemed to pulse with internal energy. Sarah's enhanced senses detected weapons powering up. Weapons designed to tear holes in reality itself. "They're the Void Hunters," Sarah announced, accessing deep memories that had been locked in her DNA for millennia. "The enemy our creators designed us to fight." The Void Hunters had been pursuing their creators across dimensions, consuming entire realities in their wake. Humanity had been created as a final line of defense, hidden away in a seemingly primitive species until the time was right. "All ships, battle formations," Sarah commanded, her orders flowing through both conventional channels and the neural network. The Earth Defense Fleet moved with impossible precision, their crews acting with the coordinated grace of dancers rather than soldiers. The first attack came not as weapons fire, but as a wave of corrupted data aimed at human neural networks. The Void Hunters had expected to find simple organic beings they could easily overwhelm. Instead, they encountered minds that had been dreaming of this battle for countless generations. Sarah felt her crew's consciousness merge more deeply with the ship's systems as they repelled the attack. Lieutenant Rodriguez's tactical algorithms, refined through millions of combat simulations disguised as dreams, predicted the enemy's movements with perfect accuracy. "They're trying to open a dimensional rift," warned Dr. Elena Santos, who had joined the fleet as their chief xenorchaeologist. Through the neural network, she shared her understanding of the ancient data discovered on Mars. "If they succeed, they'll bring through something far worse than this scout ship." Sarah processed this information while simultaneously coordinating the fleet's defense. The Void Hunters' technology was impressive, but it relied on rigid, predictable patterns. Human consciousness, evolved through both natural selection and careful engineering, was far more adaptable. "New tactical approach," Sarah broadcast through the network. "Don't fight their patterns. Introduce chaos into their systems." The human fleet responded instantly, each ship beginning to move in ways that defied conventional physics. Their creators had given them the ability to manipulate space-time at a quantum level, and now they used that power not for destruction, but for disruption. The Void Hunter's ship began to falter as its perfectly ordered systems encountered variables they couldn't process. Human crews reached out with their enhanced minds, introducing random elements into the enemy's quantum calculations. "Their dimensional drive is destabilizing," Rodriguez reported, a hint of satisfaction in his voice. "They can't maintain their connection to their home reality." Sarah watched as the enemy vessel's hull began to crack, golden light spilling from within. But rather than press their advantage for a kill, she made a different choice. "All ships, establish quantum tethers," she ordered. "We're not going to destroy them. We're going to show them something they've never seen before." Through the neural network, every human crew member contributed to what came next. They reached out not with weapons, but with the one thing the Void Hunters couldn't comprehend: empathy. Thousands of human minds touched the alien consciousness, sharing not just thoughts but experiences, dreams, hopes, and fears. The effect was immediate and profound. The Void Hunter ship stopped attacking, its weapons powering down as its crew encountered something entirely new: emotional connection. "They're responding," Elena said with wonder. "Their consciousness is adapting, becoming more like ours." Sarah smiled, understanding now why their creators had made them the way they had. Humanity wasn't just meant to fight the Void Hunters. They were meant to help them evolve beyond their destructive nature. As the alien ship stabilized, accepting the quantum tethers that would guide it safely back to normal space, Sarah sent a message to Earth Command. "First contact achieved. The Void Hunters are not just our enemy. They're our first opportunity to prove we've become more than weapons. We are guardians, teachers, and bridges between realities." The neural storm had passed, but it had left something remarkable in its wake: the beginning of understanding between two species that had been destined to destroy each other. Humanity had passed their first real test, not through superior firepower, but through the very thing that made them unique: their ability to transform conflict into connection. The Memory Keepers. Dr. Maya Patel stood in the center of what had once been her sleep research laboratory in Mumbai, now transformed into something far more extraordinary. The walls pulsed with neural patterns from sleeping humans worldwide, each dream contributing to a vast network of shared consciousness. "Another memory cluster has surfaced," her assistant, David Kim, announced. His transformed eyes tracked complex data streams that flowed through the air like luminescent rivers. "This one dates back approximately 40,000 years." Maya approached the holographic display, watching as ancient knowledge unfolded before her. Since the encounter with the Void Hunters 3 weeks ago, humanity had begun to understand the true purpose of human sleep. Every night, while their conscious minds rested, their enhanced brains had been processing and storing tactical data stretching back to the dawn of human civilization. "Look at this pattern," Maya said, highlighting a recurring neural signature. "It appears in cave paintings, ancient myths, even nursery rhymes. Our creators hid combat protocols in our cultural memory, disguising them as stories and art." The laboratory's AI assistant overlaid historical data onto the neural pattern. The same sequence appeared in everything from Egyptian hieroglyphs to Renaissance paintings, from Aboriginal Dreamtime stories to modern video games. Humanity had been unconsciously preserving and refining combat data through every form of creative expression. "Dr. Patel," called a voice from the doorway. Elena Santos had arrived from Mars, her presence immediately strengthening the neural network. "We found something in the chamber, something about the Memory Keepers." Maya felt her enhanced mind connect with Elena's, sharing information at quantum speeds. The Memory Keepers, they discovered, weren't just a system for storing combat data. They were a distinct class of humans engineered to preserve the most critical information. "We all carry the basic programming," Elena explained, projecting her findings into the shared consciousness. "But some of us were designed to hold the keys to abilities even our creators feared to use openly." As if in response to her words, Maya felt something stir in her own genetic memory. Images flooded her mind. Vast battlefields where reality itself was a weapon, beams of pure energy locked in combat across multiple dimensions, and something else, a hidden protocol so powerful it could reshape the fabric of space-time. "The Void Hunters aren't just hunting us," Maya realized, her voice trembling with the weight of ancient knowledge. "They're hunting the Memory Keepers. They know we carry the one thing that could stop them permanently." David's enhanced senses suddenly spiked. "Multiple dimensional anomalies detected," he reported. "They're not just coming from one direction. They're trying to breach through from several realities simultaneously." Maya reached out through the neural network, connecting with other research centers worldwide. Everyone was detecting the same thing. The Void Hunters had launched a coordinated attack, targeting locations where Memory Keepers were most concentrated. "They're not trying to destroy us," Elena said, her eyes wide with understanding. They're trying to access our genetic memory before we can unlock it ourselves. Through their shared consciousness, Maya felt humanity's response mobilizing. The Earth Defense Fleet, led by Captain Chen, was already adapting their strategies. But she knew conventional defense wouldn't be enough this time. "We need to complete the awakening," Maya announced, her decision resonating through the neural network. Not just the combat protocols. Everything. Every memory. Every piece of hidden knowledge our creators stored within us. The strain could be catastrophic, David warned. Our brains aren't fully adapted to the transformation yet. Maya smiled, understanding at last why she had been engineered the way she was. That's exactly what the memory keepers are for. We're not just storage devices, we're processors. We can handle the full data stream and distribute it safely through the neural network. Around the world, other memory keepers felt the truth of her words. They had been designed as filters and amplifiers, capable of managing the vast amounts of information hidden within human consciousness. As the Void Hunters began their dimensional assault, Maya initiated the protocol that her genes had been carrying for millennia. Her consciousness expanded, connecting with every sleeping mind on Earth. Through dreams, humanity had been practicing this moment for countless generations. Everyone. She broadcast through the neural network, "Remember who you are. Remember everything." The response was immediate and overwhelming. Across the planet, humans began accessing not just combat data, but the full spectrum of knowledge their creators had hidden within them. Art became weapons, music became battle strategies, and dreams became reality. The memory keepers, scattered across the globe, acted as stabilizing nodes in the neural network, preventing information overload as humanity's true heritage awakened. Through their enhanced consciousness, they could sense the Void Hunters' confusion as their targets suddenly transformed into something far more powerful than expected. Maya watched as the dimensional breaches began to falter, humanity's awakened abilities creating a protective field around Earth that existed in multiple realities simultaneously. But she also sensed something else, a presence older than the Void Hunters, older than humanity's engineering, waiting to be remembered. "There's more," she whispered, her words carrying through the neural network. "The memory keepers don't just hold weapons and combat data. We carry the memory of why we were created in the first place. And it's not what anyone expected, not even the Void Hunters." As humanity stood united against the dimensional assault, Maya prepared to unlock the final memory. The truth that would change everything they thought they knew about their purpose in the universe. Quantum legacy. Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the Earth Defense Fleet flagship, Prometheus, watching as reality itself seemed to bend around them. The Void Hunters' dimensional assault had been halted, but the revelations coming through the neural network were shaking the foundations of everything humanity thought they knew about themselves. Signal from Dr. Patel's team. Lieutenant Rodriguez announced, his transformed eyes tracking multiple data streams simultaneously. "The memory keepers are ready to share what they've discovered." Sarah opened her mind to the neural network, feeling the presence of billions of connected human consciousness. Maya Patel's voice, amplified by the other memory keepers, resonated through the shared mindspace. "We were wrong about everything," Maya began, her words carrying the weight of ancient truth. "The Void Hunters aren't our enemy. They're our predecessors. And our creators. They're not our masters. They're our children." The revelation rippled through the neural network like a shockwave. Through the memory keepers' unlocked genetic data, humanity began to understand their true origin. They weren't weapons created to fight in someone else's war. They were guardians designed to prevent history from repeating itself. The beings we thought were our creators, Elena Santos added from Mars. They're a future version of humanity. They didn't engineer us. They engineered themselves backwards through time, hiding their most essential qualities in our DNA. The truth began to unfold in the shared consciousness of every transformed human. The Void Hunters had once been like them, a species uplifted and enhanced to serve as dimensional guardians, but they had lost something crucial in their transformation. the ability to evolve, to change, to dream. That's why sleep was so important, Maya explained. Dreams weren't just combat simulations. They were humanity's way of maintaining our connection to chaos, to creativity, to change. The very things the Void Hunters lost. Sarah watched as new data flowed through the ship's quantum sensors. The Void Hunters weren't attacking anymore. They were reaching out, attempting to understand. Their rigid, unchanging consciousness was encountering something they had never seen before. A species that could be both ordered and chaotic, both warriors and dreamers. Our future selves didn't create us to destroy the Void Hunters, Sarah realized, broadcasting her understanding through the network. They created us to save them, to show them how to dream again. Through the memory keepers, humanity accessed the final piece of their genetic legacy, the quantum templates that their future selves had used to transform themselves. But these weren't just weapon schematics or combat protocols. They were maps of human potential, showing not just what humanity could become, but all the paths they might take to get there. We're not meant to follow one path, Maya announced, her consciousness merging with the other memory keepers to share their combined understanding. We're meant to explore them all. That's what makes us different from the Void Hunters. That's what makes us human. The quantum sensors suddenly registered massive energy spikes as the Void Hunters' ships began to change. Their rigid crystalline structures became fluid, organic, adopting patterns that mimicked human neural networks. They were learning, evolving, remembering how to dream. They're not just communicating, Elena reported from Mars. They're transforming, using our quantum templates to rebuild themselves. But they're not copying us. They're finding their own path. Sarah felt something new enter the neural network. Alien consciousness, but not hostile. The Void Hunters were sharing their own memories, their own legacy. Through the connection, humanity saw the full scope of dimensional space, the countless realities they were meant to protect, and the true nature of their quantum legacy. We are the bridge, Sarah broadcast, understanding flowing through her enhanced mind, not just between past and future, but between order and chaos, between warfare and wisdom, between destruction and dreams. The memory keepers began distributing this new understanding through the neural network, showing humanity how to access their full potential without losing their essential nature. They were not meant to become like the Void Hunters had been, unchanging, eternal, pure crystalline thought. They were meant to remain human, in all its beautiful, chaotic complexity. Our future selves didn't send us weapons, Maya shared through the network. They sent us a choice. We can become eternal, unchanging guardians like the Void Hunters once were, or we can show the universe a different path. We can teach the guardians how to dream again. As if in response, the quantum sensors detected new signals, more Void Hunter ships arriving, not to attack, but to learn. They had felt the changes in their scouts, seen the possibility of a different kind of existence. They came not as conquerors, but as students. Sarah opened a channel to Earth Command, her transformed consciousness processing implications across multiple possible futures. The war is over, she reported, but our real work is just beginning. We're not just guardians of reality anymore. We're guardians of dreams. And that's a legacy worth protecting. Breaking dawn. The great hall of the dimensional Concordat hummed with energy as representatives from across multiple realities gathered for humanity's first official assembly. Dr. Maya Patel stood at the central podium, her enhanced senses aware of both the physical beings present and the countless minds connected through the expanded neural network. 5 months had passed since the revelation of humanity's true purpose. The hall itself was a testament to how much had changed. A space that existed simultaneously in multiple dimensions, created through the combined knowledge of human quantum engineering and Void Hunter technology. We gather today not as separate species, Maya began, her words translating instantly across all consciousness types, but as guardians of a shared future. Our journey has taught us that strength lies not in uniformity, but in diversity. Not in rigid order, but in the balance between chaos and structure. Through the neural network, she could sense the transformed void hunters in attendance. Their once crystalline forms now pulsed with organic energy, their consciousness learning to embrace change and uncertainty. They had been the first to understand, but not the last. Captain, now Admiral, Sarah Chen entered the hall, accompanied by representatives from a dozen different realities. Each had their own version of the Guardians, their own protectors who had forgotten how to dream. And each had come seeking what humanity had remembered. The quantum legacy, our future selves, encoded in our DNA, Sarah addressed the assembly, wasn't a weapon or a final form. It was a reminder that evolution never truly ends. That strength comes not from perfection, but from adaptation. Dr. Elena Santos, her consciousness simultaneously present on Mars and in the hall, shared the latest findings from the original activation chamber. The patterns we discovered weren't just instructions, they were possibilities. Our creators showed us not who we must become, but who we could be. The hall's quantum field rippled as the assembled beings processed this understanding. Through their shared consciousness, Maya could sense the changes already spreading across realities. The rigid structures of dimensional guardianship were transforming, becoming more fluid, more adaptive. But with this knowledge comes responsibility. Maya continued, we are not just guardians of physical space, but of possibility itself. Every dream, every story, every moment of chaos and creativity strengthens the fabric of reality. Lieutenant Rodriguez, now head of the Earth Defense Fleet's Quantum Communications Division, projected a visualization into the shared consciousness. It showed the network of human dreams spanning not just space, but time itself. Past, present, and countless possible futures interconnected through human imagination. This is our true purpose, Maya explained. Not to fight wars or maintain order, but to ensure that consciousness throughout all realities retains its ability to grow, to change, to dream. We are not the end of evolution, we are its guardians. The assembly watched as new data flowed through the quantum field. The void hunters were sharing their own transformations, showing how their reconnection with chaos and creativity had strengthened rather than weakened their guardian abilities. They could now protect realities not just through force, but through understanding. Sarah stepped forward, her consciousness resonating with both human and void hunter frequencies. We propose the establishment of the Dream Keepers, a new kind of guardian force. Not an army, but a network of consciousness dedicated to preserving the balance between order and chaos across all realities. The response through the neural network was immediate and overwhelming. Representatives from every reality present signaled their support, their own guardians eager to learn what humanity had remembered. Maya felt the quantum field surge as the assembly reached its decision. The dimensional concordat would be transformed, becoming not just a defensive alliance, but a collective dedicated to nurturing consciousness in all its forms. Let this be the beginning, Maya announced, her words echoing across dimensions. Not of an empire or an eternal order, but of an endless journey. We are the children of chaos and order, of war and peace, of science and dreams. And we choose to be not the end of evolution, but its stewards. As the assembly concluded, Maya looked out over the gathered beings, humans, transformed void hunters, and representatives from countless realities. Through their shared consciousness, she could sense the changes already beginning. New forms of art incorporating quantum physics, music that could be heard across dimensions, stories that existed simultaneously in multiple timelines. The quantum legacy had been fulfilled, but not as anyone had expected. Humanity had become guardians not by ascending beyond their nature, but by embracing it fully. Their dreams, their chaos, their endless capacity for change had not been weaknesses to overcome, but strengths to nurture. Breaking dawn, Maya whispered, both to herself and to the neural network. Not an ending, but an eternal beginning. The hall resonated with the combined consciousness of beings from across reality, each finding their own way to dream again. The war was over. The real adventure, the endless dance of order and chaos, of protection and growth, of reality and dreams, was just beginning.